Hi, I'm Dr. Grace Lager, owner and founder of the Communication Lab. Thanks for watching this quick video on recovering from mistakes and public speaking. There's many ways to do that. Today we're just going to hit on 3 ways you can do that. First of all, be gentle with yourself. Everybody makes mistakes, even the best public speakers. If you handle them appropriately, 2 things are going to happen. Your audience is never going to know, or they're going to forgive you because audiences are very kind and generous, believe it or not. So, the first thing you want to do if you make a mistake is just pause and breathe. It's okay. Remind yourself it's okay. You are okay. You are safe. Your audience is okay. Taking 10 seconds or less to pause and breathe will feel like 10 minutes to you, but it will feel like a blip on the map to the audience. This will help calm your nervous system and it will give you the time you need to collect yourself and move on in whichever way is most appropriate. So there's 2 ways you can move on. One is if it's a minor mistake that the audience isn't even going to notice, just move on. The pause that you did is just going to look like you were just taking a breath, and that's perfectly normal. We do this all the time in conversation. We stop and breathe. We have to breathe in order to speak. So if you've just had a little stumble over your words, or maybe you said something that you didn't plan on saying, or you didn't say it the way you planned to say, don't draw attention to it. Nobody's going to know. Just pause and move on. Now, if you have a little bit bigger mistake that the audience is definitely going to notice, again, it's not a big deal. Take a pause, gather your breath and your thoughts, acknowledge the mistake. So, for instance, maybe you advanced your slide and it was the wrong slide. You can just say something as simple as, my mistake, I wasn't ready to go to that slide yet. It's no big deal. Then go back to the slide you needed to go to. Acknowledge and correct. Again, your audience is rooting for you. They want you to be successful. They know that you're human. They're human too. So if you just acknowledge it and then get back on track, it's all good. No harm, no foul. The third way you can handle it, if this is something that you're good at and you can lean into it, is to use humor and perspective. Self deprecating humor is something that Americans love. So, again, if it fits the moment, if it fits your style, go for it. Now, again, this doesn't need to be done for tiny little mistakes, okay? So if you've just stumbled over your words, or you've said something a little bit different, or you've gotten a little bit out of order, you don't need to do that. But let's say sometimes my clients fear things like, oh my gosh, you've tripped over something while you're walking around on the stage or out in your audience. Make a joke about it. My name is Grace. So if I do something clumsy, it's kind of fun to make fun of that and joke about how being named Grace is difficult. So lean into your humor, add some perspective, take that deep breath, and then get back on track. I hope these tips and secrets were helpful for you. If you want to know more about public speaking and how to be an effective speaker, some of the secrets and tips of the trade, I have 2 upcoming masterclasses I'd love for you to attend. They're free. The first one is on July 31st, and it's called Find Your Speaker Spark. So this is for anybody, of course, but especially if you have heard me speak before or you've attended some of my other workshops or master classes, this is a great one. You can just scan this QR code here. You do have to RSVP. Spots are limited. This will take you to my website where you can RSVP for this masterclass. And we'll be talking about how to craft engaging speeches and how to really hook and keep our audience engaged. Then in August, on August 22nd to be specific, I'll be talking about the confidence code. So if you're somebody who's really struggling with your public speaking confidence, so whether that be the networking room, the board room, the team room, or the keynote space, the keynote stage, this one is for you. Or if you just want a refresher. So take your speaking style from wimpy to wow. I got you on this one. All right. So again, another free virtual masterclass. Also need to RSVP. A different QR code than the previous one will also take you to my website to register. Again, spaces are limited, so make sure you register. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for joining me.